So last point we did till here. Now I will create the graph. So here you see, you can see the graph, right?
Yes.
So you see this WCSS, actually whatever is there in your whatever was there in the slide, it was the screenshot of this only. So here you can observe n equal to 5 is the optimum number of clusters here. Okay. This way you can find out the number of clusters. And now for using n equal to 5, okay, I am again creating this model, okay, then fitting my data and creating this graph. So see here, we got total 5 clusters and which are represented in different color, okay, and with centroid as black dot. Just a minute. Okay, I think everyone understands scatter plot. Okay, here I am saying nothing but for our data where prediction is equal to 0 means cluster numbers. I have given total number 5. So number of cluster vary from 0 till 4. So if you try to print x, what you get? You get the reading. Okay, there are 2 columns. Okay, you are getting those values. One thing. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now what I'm saying, x, choose those points, those values here where prediction is equal to 0. Okay, and the 0 place of that means this one, this place. Okay, and y coordinate will be the second value. Okay, so that's why when you draw the graph here, on x-axis it is annual income and then spending score. There's a little bit of problem here. I think you need to select 4,5. Let me just cross check this once. No, it is 3, 4 only. Yeah, 1539 was the first value. Okay, so 1539, yeah, it imported correctly. So this is how a scatter plot works. So you can just see the clusters. Yeah, so that's all. Uh, what to say, or in this bar also you can try one thing. See, if I am giving cluster 0, it will give me, this is my annual income and this is the spending score. So by putting this, you can see, okay, the spending score is roughly 50 to 60 here. Okay, so it will give you some idea which cluster is having what kind of people. Okay, so here you see, looks like this is the cluster which is having people who spend most, cluster 1. So don't think that cluster 1 or I mean cluster 4, the highest cluster number cluster, people are spending more in that cluster. Okay, so it's not related to the cluster number. Okay, so based on some criteria, it may be distributing the people. See, in this cluster, third cluster, people spending score is very less, very less. Okay, so 3 and 4 are pretty lower side. Okay, any question on this? Any question on k-means plus plus or this code? If you have tried scatter plot, you will understand this. Okay, the size here is just telling you the size of this dot. Okay, and when you are printing this centroid, this one, I am saying black, this 50. So here I have selected the size of the center little bit bigger. Okay, so this is all how you print, and I chose only two what you say columns. Okay, you can try like this also. Data set one, leaving the first one and selecting till fourth. Okay, you give this male female like this, but you need to convert this now. Male you need to convert, so again you need to do lot of those things. You can try to use within this data set, you can try to use all these four and see how your cluster forms. So yeah, you can try different option. For graph purpose, I just chose two columns. Okay. Any question? Anything? Okay. So now again, in this clustering also, there are three kind of clusterings are there mainly. One is partitioning method, other one is hierarchical clustering, and third one is the density based clustering. In partitioning, we have seen one example called k-means plus plus or k-means. There's one more algorithm in this partitioning method that I didn't remember. Then comes in hierarchical method. So in hierarchical method, there are two kind of hierarchical method, what to say, clustering. As you see, hierarchy. Okay. So in this hierarchy clustering, there are two kind. One is bottom-up approach, another one is top-down approach. So one is called as agglomerative, other one is called divisive. Okay, so there are two kinds within hierarchical, and in these two we'll see one agglomerative method, bottom-up approach. Okay, so bottom-up approach is nothing but you start with set of data points. Suppose you have eight data points. Now what happened? In the starting, all you consider as a cluster. Now you combine 2 points, okay? Then you combine, so number of cluster will be now n minus 1. Then you again combine 2 points based on some criteria, okay? And you keep on doing that till all your points become one cluster. Okay, so this is called as bottom-up approach. Now in this also, when you have started combining the points, you need to find the optimum number of clusters, and that we use for that purpose dendrogram. Okay, we'll see this now. So for today, then this is my last topic for today, because today there's a lot of information actually. I will not go beyond this point today. So just understand this point only. What is this dendrogram? Okay, then I will explain step by step how to form it. What happened? We started with 8 points. Okay, 0 till 7. Total number of points are 8. Now in dendrogram, you can see on the x-axis, these are point numbers. Okay, in our case, it is customers. For 8 customers, I have calculated, I'm doing this graph, annual income, spending score. Okay. Now what happened? There are two kind of lines in this dendrogram. One is your horizontal line, other one is your vertical line. Okay. Now what is this horizontal line? Horizontal lines tells this point 2 and 6 are part of same cluster now. They are linked. They are connected now at this point. Okay. And what is this vertical line for 2 and 6? This says what is the Euclidean distance between these two. Okay. Euclidean distance is nothing but the dissimilarity between these 2 points based on the columns or features you have selected. So in our case, we have selected 2 features, spending score and annual income. Okay, so based on that, this graph is plotted. Now, you can select all the 4 columns, and for that also you can build the dendrogram. It will change a little bit because Euclidean distance gets changed based on number of features. Okay, but you can, if the number of features is more, you cannot build this left graph because it maximum you can show 2 feature here or anything. Is this is clear to everyone till this point? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this dendrogram is your final dendrogram. So consider that nothing is there as of now in the dendrogram. Okay. Now we start. Okay. First step. It found 3 and 5 are very close to each other based on not the distance in the graph actually. Okay. Remember, it calculates Euclidean distance, means it consider both these points as a separate clusters. So some distance between the cluster based on your features. Okay, so don't go on the graphical distance. Okay, 3 and 5 are the closest one. So see this 3 and 5 it connected first. Okay, and then vertical line represent the Euclidean distance between these 2 points. Okay, now second point, 2 and 6 are combined here based on Euclidean distance again. So 2 and 6 are combined, and some Euclidean distance you can see it is little bit more than 3 and 5. Okay, after this 0 and 4, these are combined. Okay, so just forget all the other these lines. We are till now 3 clusters are formed. 3 and 5 are combined. 2 and 6 are combined. 0 and 4 are combined. Can anyone tell me how many total clusters are there now, as of now?
3.
Anyone else? Anyone else? 3. Okay. Other, we have total 6 people. So
4. All these 3 which are circled and the which are not in circle.
4. You are saying 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? I got 3 answers, so 3 more answers should come. Okay, so looks like other 3 people are either not listening or they don't want to tell. Okay.
3 clusters.
How many clusters? 3. Okay, fine. I will tell you. My first point was each bottom-up approach. Each point is considered as a cluster in itself. So we started from say 8 clusters. Means 8 points means 8 clusters. Now, can you attempt now to tell me how many clusters are there?
5.
11. 8 plus 11.
Anyone else?
5 cluster.
Correct.
Five
cluster.
cluster.
Correct.
Five.
Correct.
Why?
So bottom-up approach, we were having total number of clusters as 8. Each point is considered as one cluster. Now, when you combine 3 and 5, oh, so we started from 8 clusters. 3 and 5 is combined into one cluster. Now, when we combine 3 and 5 together, it became one cluster. Same way, when 0 and 4 are combined, it became one cluster. So now you can count. This is one cluster, this is second cluster, this is third, then this is fourth and fifth. Total 5 number of clusters till now. Okay. Same you can see in the dendrogram also. 7 and 1 is separate. 3 and 5 are combined together till this point. 2 and 6 are combined and 0 and 4 are combined. Don't look beyond this line actually. This is complete dendrogram. So you see till this point. Okay. Now, this time cluster number 1 and the combined cluster of 3 and 5 combined together. So here in this dendrogram, 1 is combined with the combined cluster of 3 and 5 and then vertical line here. So this way whole dendrogram is formed. Okay. Everyone is clear how this combines and create the dendrogram?
Yes, Rishi.
Yes, Rishi.
Okay. Okay. Now, using the dendrogram, how to find out the optimum number of cluster? Okay. So here what happens? You need to cut this what happened in this dendrogram? You need to find the longest vertical line which is not crossing any horizontal line. Okay. So here, if you see, this is the longest line. This is the one of the line, and these are lines. Okay, suppose we consider these 4 lines. Okay, we need to find the longest line which is not crossing any horizontal line. So if you see this line, okay, this is crossing this horizontal line. So we will not consider these lines. Okay. Now only 2 options are remaining. One is this and another one is this. Okay. Now if you see this line, this is crossing this line. Okay. So you need to select this line, or sometimes what happen, you come to this point. Okay. Now what happened, you see that in our case, this part is the longest part in this vertical line. Okay, so we can draw a line here, means we have cut off this part. So we are remaining only with this cluster and this cluster. So we total 2 clusters are optimum in our place. In our case, one which is having 7 1 3 5, other one which is having 2 6 0 4. So this is how you select the optimum number of cluster using dendrogram. Now remember one thing, in our case we have cut the cluster from here because this horizontal, the upper part of this vertical line was the longest part. There may be a situation where this part, this upper part may be very small. Suppose this comes till here. Suppose, okay. Forget about this, okay. So Now what happened? This horizontal line is crossing here, but this part is longer than this part. So in other case, you will draw the line here this time. And at that point, you will be having three clusters. One is this, okay, because you have these clusters also divided into two. So other one is this, and then, so in this way, there will be three clusters. So everyone got this point clear? How to use the dendrogram? Everyone?
Risiji, this last point, can you explain one more time? Three cluster.
Okay. See, this is the final dendrogram, okay? And we know that 2 is the optimum number. We need to find in the longest line, okay? This is the longest line. Somehow we have to make that part, we have to choose the longest part in any line which is not crossing any horizontal line. So these two are longest line, okay? Now this line is crossing this horizontal bar. So you need to choose like this. Okay, so this line is divided into two parts. This is first part, this is second part. Okay, now with drawing, you can see that second part is the longest part. This part is the longest part in this whole graph, which is not crossing any horizontal line. So you will cut the cluster from here. Means we got only two cluster. This is one and this is second. This part is clear?
Yes, Risiji.
Yes.
Yes. Now consider second case. This cluster actually, okay, not like this, maybe. You consider it this way. Okay, this is not there. Okay, this is clear, right? How I'm making it. Okay, this is the other condition. Now again, this line is having two parts. One is this, second is this. Now here you see first part is the longer than second where it is not crossing any horizontal line. Okay, so this time you cut the cluster from here like this. You cut this line and go like this. So this will be having your first cluster because you have cut the cluster from here. Okay, so this is your first cluster, this is second, and this is third. Same data, okay, same code actually, which we used previously, k-means. Same data we are using, and only third and fourth we are taking. Okay, we are just drawing the dendrogram first. See here. You can see the graph.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so here when you yeah, again here these two lines seems longest, right? Right, these two
Yes,
lines,
Vijay. Yes.
these two lines seems longest. Now there will be two possibility. Either you draw a line here. In this case, if you draw the line here, you will get total how many clusters? If you draw a line here,
3 clusters.
3, correct. Okay, or you can draw a line here in between this, then you will get 4 cluster, or you can draw a line here. In this case, you will get 5 cluster. 3
Five
are here.
clusters.
The number of line it will cut, you will get same number of cluster. That is a simple rule. So here you are cutting 3 vertical lines, you will get 3 cluster. Here you are cutting 4, you will get 4 cluster. You cut here, you will get 5. when you compare actually this part, okay, this is the longest line actually, okay. So this part, the part beyond this horizontal line, this is smaller than this part, the down part. So you will draw a line here to cut from here. So the part above this horizontal line is nothing but this much. So you can see it is roughly 400 and around 260 to 400, 140 or 135 something, okay. And down the other part is this one. And what is the value of this? So you can see here it is coming close to 250, around 240, and this is close to 100, 105. So this looks the longest actually. Little bit, very little bit difference is there. So it's not perfect to see the graph actually. In reality, it's not easy to see the dendrogram, but this is one of the way. Okay. So you cut from here, you will get n is equal to 5. So this is how we use the dendrogram. Okay. Any question?
Okay.
Yeah. So same thing. You once you decide on the value of n based on your dendrogram, then you use agglomerative clustering. Okay, and you run it. So it will give you same kind of graph because you have used the n equal to 5. So this is what happens in agglomerative clustering. Any question on this?